Hi folks, I'm magician David Garrard. Years ago when I was a college student at Samford University in Birmingham, Alabama, I used to spend my Saturdays downtown at the magic shop. One Saturday I noticed a commotion on a street corner, went a little closer, and found myself involved in the most amazing card game. The gentleman had 4 cards. 3 of the cards were jokers. The 4th card was a red queen. The object of the game was to keep up with the queen. It looked like easy money to me because, first of all, I was a magician. I knew about cards. But more importantly, I noticed that the queen was turned differently from the other cards. That way, even with the backs of the cards toward me, just as they're toward you right now, it was always easy to know where the queen was. Looked like a sure thing. It only cost $1 to play. So I put my dollar on the table and the game began. The gentleman said, "I'm going to place one of the jokers in my belt." The queen goes in between the remaining jokers. Watch closely. I'm going to mix the cards just a bit. And he did. And then he asked me, "Can you find the queen?" I thought, this is just as easy as it looks. It's got to be here in the middle. He said, "No, sir. This card is a joker. In fact, you weren't even close. Look, 1, 2, 3 jokers, and the queen is over here." I said, "Let's try again." I put another dollar on the table. He said, "Watch close." I did. And I noticed that the queen was turned differently from the other cards. That way, with the backs of the cards toward me, just as they're toward you right now, it was always easy to know exactly where the queen was. He said, "Watch closely. I'm going to place a joker in my belt. The queen goes in between the remaining jokers. I'll mix the cards just a bit." And he did. And then he did this. I said, "Wait a minute, I saw that. That was a sneaky magic move." I knew because I have the book, 101 Sneaky Magic Moves. But the gentleman said, "No, I didn't do a thing. Everything is exactly as it should be. There's a joker, there's a queen, and there's a joker. 2 jokers with a queen in the middle." I said, "Great. Don't even turn the cards face down. I'll take the center card." He said, "And I will take your money, for these are jokers and the queen is over here." I said, "I think I'm missing something." He said, "Yes, sir, $2. Care to make it 3? I said, "Well, maybe one more time. Could we play one more time?" He said, "We'll play one more time and I will help you." He said, "Notice that the queen is turned differently from the other cards." I said, "Yes, I noticed." He said, "I'm going to place one of the jokers in my belt. The queen goes in between the remaining jokers. I'll even show you the queen one more time." He said, "I'll mix the cards just a little bit, but don't let that confuse you. Now, can you find the queen?" Every bone in my body said it has to be this card. But I'd already been fooled twice and I was running out of money. So I decided to choose the card in his belt. He said, "This card?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Son, that card is a joker." He said, "I made the game as easy as I could. I tried to help you every way possible." He said, "Your job was to find the queen." He said, "Look, there's one, there's one, and there's one. 3 queens and only 1 joker." I realized too late he was talking about me. The moral of the story is, if you're ever in Birmingham, Alabama, downtown on a street corner, kind of near the magic shop, and a gentleman invites you to come close and play a simple game using his cards and your money, don't. Tricks like this can be lots of fun. But as long as I hold the cards, you're never going to win. The same is true for proposals to expand gambling in Kentucky. Casinos may look like easy money, but it's all an illusion. And in the end, our losses will be all too real. Call your legislators today. Tell them to vote no on expanded gambling in Kentucky.